Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we've got a lively mix of news to share. First up, Hong Kong stocks are on the rise. Thanks to the PBOC's decision to keep benchmark rates steady, optimism is back in the air. The Hang Seng Index jumped 0.6%, and tech stocks also gained, showing resilience despite global uncertainties. Next, the city is considering a new plan to ease rules for converting commercial buildings into student hostels. This could help solve the housing shortage for university students, with support from private operators. The Legislative Council will discuss this exciting proposal next week, aiming to create more beds and better living spaces for students. Lastly, there's a lot of debate about the Hong Kong dollar pegged to the US dollar. Despite critics' concerns, experts say the peg provides crucial stability and liquidity for Hong Kong's financial system. Many believe it's more beneficial than problematic, even with some speculative bets floating around. Please continue to watch for more detailed insights. The South China Morning Post vividly illustrates the recent optimism in Hong Kong's financial markets, driven by China's decision to maintain its benchmark interest rate. This decision signals confidence that the Chinese economy can withstand external headwinds, such as U.S. tariffs and a sluggish property sector. As a result, Hong Kong stocks rebounded, with the Hang Seng Index climbing 0.6% and key tech and insurance stocks gaining ground. Meanwhile, on the mainland, indices like CSI 300 in Shanghai Composite edged higher, reflecting a cautious but hopeful sentiment. The People's Bank of China's choice to hold steady on interest rates, despite global pressures, underscores a strategic stance to support economic resilience, even as other Asian markets showed mixed results amid ongoing global uncertainties. The South China Morning Post also reports on Hong Kong's proactive efforts to address its student accommodation shortage by relaxing building regulations for university hostels. The government's plan to streamline approval processes aims to convert hotels and commercial buildings into student dormitories, alleviating the severe housing crunch faced by the city's 103,400 university students. Private operators and developers have expressed optimism, seeing this as a vital step to boost the industry and attract international interest. The initiative is part of a broader vision to establish Hong Kong as an international hub for higher education, but challenges remain, including the long timeline for converting industrial buildings and the need for comprehensive planning involving multiple stakeholders. Nevertheless, the government's move is seen as a necessary catalyst to create more affordable, accessible student housing and strengthen Hong Kong's educational ambitions. The South China Morning Post provides a detailed analysis of the ongoing debates surrounding Hong Kong's currency pegged to the US dollar, often dubbed a widowmaker trade due to its history of painful losses for investors. Despite recent speculative pressures and divergence in US and Hong Kong monetary policies, experts argue that the peg remains a vital pillar of Hong Kong's financial stability. The article emphasizes that Hong Kong operates a full currency board system, offering more credibility than a simple fixed exchange rate, and that abandoning the peg would be ill-advised given the lack of a viable alternative like the yuan, which remains non-convertible. While the divergence in interest rates fuels carry trades and volatility, the overall system's resilience, bolstered by China's capital controls and Hong Kong's role as an offshore dollar hub, continues to underpin investor confidence. Although future geopolitical shocks could threaten the peg, its importance to Hong Kong's status as a global financial gateway remains paramount, making any challenge to its stability a complex and high-stakes gamble. South China Morning Post vividly captures Hong Kong's vibrant weekend scene, showcasing a tapestry of cultural and culinary delights. Art enthusiasts are beckoned to the M+ Museum to experience Trevor Young's Courtyard of Detachments, an evocative reimagining of his Venice Biennale masterpiece that delves into environmental and societal issues through a dynamic new setup. Meanwhile, food lovers can indulge in a meaty Italian brunch at Carna, where Tuscan chef Dario Caccini's return promises a weekend of hearty dishes, live music, and festive theatrics, complemented by flowing champagne and Italian wines. For those seeking leisure and relaxation, the city offers a yoga session on June 22, led by the Iyengar Yoga Center's director, George Dovas, designed to help participants release stress and embrace tranquility, regardless of their experience level. Additionally, pop culture fans can explore a One Piece-themed pop-up at Moko Shopping Center, featuring a towering pirate ship and exclusive merchandise, celebrating the manga's 25th anniversary with a treasure trove of collectibles and debut products. Australian Broadcasting Corporation presents the harsh reality of Sydney's housing market, painting a stark picture of soaring prices that have become a barrier for many hopeful buyers. The median house price now hovers around an eye-watering $1.83 million, a figure that dwarfs the average annual income of $67,600, making homeownership feel increasingly out of reach. Personal stories reveal the emotional toll. Catherine McCorkindale, a young mother, describes the housing crisis as terrifying and expresses frustration with government efforts, while Kim Lam laments the lack of familial financial support, highlighting the struggles of first-time buyers. The narrative underscores a growing trend toward high-density living, with residents like Warwick Smith criticizing the stacking up of humanity in urban areas, and concerns mount over the long-term implications for community and lifestyle. The report emphasizes that despite government incentives, the market remains fiercely competitive and increasingly inaccessible for many, prompting calls for more sustainable planning and affordable housing solutions. The Sydney Morning Herald vividly illustrates the city's bustling retail renaissance, where international brands are reclaiming prime retail spaces amid a changing landscape. The return of global retailers like Suit Supply and Miniso signals a revitalization of Melbourne's CBD shopping precincts. Suit Supply's move into a prominent Flinders Lane location, replacing a luxury menswear store, is expected to elevate the street's profile and rental values, with rents more than doubling to approximately $1.2 million annually. Simultaneously, Miniso secures a high-traffic Swanston Street shop, bringing its eclectic range of homewares, toys, and cosmetics to a new audience despite past struggles in Australia. This influx of international tenants coincides with ongoing redevelopment projects along Bourke Street Mall, where negotiations with brands like JD Sports and Nike suggest a promising future for retail diversity. Additionally, significant industrial land transactions, such as Cedarwood's $50 million investment in the Porta Timber Factory and the sale of a heritage-listed office in St. Kilda, reflect a dynamic property market balancing commercial expansion with heritage preservation. The city's commercial core is thriving anew, signaling a resilient and evolving retail and industrial landscape. The South China Morning Post vividly describes the recent shift of the Women's Nations League volleyball matches from Hong Kong's historic Coliseum to the modern Kai Tak Arena. The players universally praised the new venue's superior facilities, larger spaces, and better viewing angles, with Italian star Alice De Grati reminiscing about the Coliseum's sentimental value, especially the moment her team qualified for the finals after a tough match against China. Yet, despite her fond memories, De Grati and her Thai counterpart Ajkaraporn Konggyat agreed that Kai Tak's larger changing rooms and more comfortable setup significantly enhance players' preparation and performance. As the tournament progresses, the Italian team, currently top-ranked, faces the challenge of competing in front of a passionate Chinese crowd, adding an electric atmosphere to their upcoming matches against Japan and China. Meanwhile, China's team narrowly edged Bulgaria in a roller coaster match, demonstrating resilience and determination, setting the stage for the final day's intense confrontations. The South China Morning Post also highlights Hong Kong's ambitions to host a Formula One Grand Prix, emphasizing the importance of cultivating a robust motorsports culture before making such a significant bid. Valerio Iacchizzi of the FIA stressed the value of grassroots development, such as karting and esports, as foundational steps toward attracting major international events. He advised that investing in local communities, nurturing young talent, and creating accessible racing infrastructure, like parking lot circuits, are essential to building a sustainable motorsport ecosystem. Peter Goh of the Hong Kong China Automobile Association echoed this approach, noting the current lack of racing venues in Hong Kong and the reliance on circuits in neighboring cities. Iacchizzi further underlined that motorsport doesn't necessarily require large circuits, citing the FIA's engineering scholarship as an example of how talent development can thrive through educational initiatives and smaller-scale events, ultimately positioning Hong Kong for future international success. In a compelling profile by the South China Morning Post, Raymond Lam's journey from an extra on Hong Kong television to the King of Chalk is vividly depicted. Born into wealth in Xiamen and raised in Hong Kong, Lam initially was expected to inherit his family's property empire but pursued his passion for entertainment instead. His breakthrough came with leading roles in hit TV dramas like La Femme Desperado and Moonlight Resonance, which cemented his status as a heartthrob and earned him the nickname King of Chalk. Lam's versatility shone through as he transitioned into a successful cantopop singer, with debut albums like Finding Love and Memories and Your Love selling thousands of copies and producing memorable hits. His career also expanded into mainland Chinese cinema, with notable roles in fantasy and action films, including the acclaimed The Sorcerer and The White Snake. Despite his privileged background, Lam credits his hard work and dedication for his success, dismissing rumors of nepotism and emphasizing his journey through perseverance. Today, he continues to act and sing, with recent projects like Twilight of the Warriors showcasing his enduring popularity and artistic evolution. South China Morning Post reports that Hunan Province has pioneered a novel approach by utilizing special-purpose bonds, traditionally designated for infrastructure projects, to guarantee government payments to enterprises, with a 20 billion yuan allocation this year. This move aims to address the tangled web of local government debts, much of which is owed through complex relationships involving state-owned enterprises and private firms, often leading to opaque repayment scenarios. The central government has intensified efforts to ensure timely payments, with new regulations mandating prompt settlements and reducing repayment periods for smaller firms. Meanwhile, Yunnan Province has followed suit, allocating over 35 billion yuan from its bond quota to settle overdue payments, as China's total local government debt nears 47.5 trillion yuan. Despite these initiatives, concerns persist about whether funds will effectively reach the most strained private enterprises, especially amid a backdrop of rising accounts receivable and overdue payments, which threaten the stability of China's economic fabric. According to South China Morning Post, Ant Group is spearheading a technological revolution in mobile payments by promoting the adoption of AI-enabled smart glasses, extending digital transactions beyond smartphones. In Hong Kong, Ant successfully completed the first payment using Meizu's Star V smart glasses, leveraging AI-powered voice commands for seamless QR code scanning and authentication, signaling a new era of contactless commerce. This innovation aligns with efforts by other AR and smart eyewear manufacturers like Rokid, which introduced in-store payment capabilities through voice-activated QR code scans. Ant's vision is to make transactions as effortless as merely looking at or gesturing toward a product, with plans to expand globally through partnerships with numerous mobile payment apps under the Alipay Plus network, connecting over 1.7 billion users across 70 markets. The proliferation of smart glasses and contactless payment services, including tap and pay features, underscores a broader trend toward frictionless financial interactions, with China at the forefront of this technological wave. South China Morning Post highlights that despite escalating tensions in the Middle East, Citigroup remains optimistic about Hong Kong's stock market recovery, raising its year-end Hang Seng Index target to 25,000 points. The bank anticipates that geopolitical uncertainties will have minimal impact on corporate earnings, especially given China's deflationary pressures and the resilience of its consumer sectors, which benefit from government subsidies and stimulus measures. The Hong Kong market has already rebounded significantly this year, buoyed by increased southbound capital flows, robust IPO activity, projected to reach 200 billion Hong Kong dollars in 2025, and improved risk appetite. Citigroup's analysis suggests that Hong Kong's capital markets are more accessible and poised to benefit from potential U.S. interest rate cuts, with recent support from Beijing, including sustained mainland capital inflows via the Stock Connect program, further bolstering valuations. As macroeconomic stability persists, the outlook for Hong Kong equities remains cautiously positive, with the potential for further gains amid ongoing policy support and a favorable investment environment. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.